Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ksenia and I make videos with people who are going through the family immigration process. I'm not an immigration attorney. My videos are based on publicly available information, my own experience and the experience of my subscribers, and the purpose of my channel is to give you guys the confidence to go through this process completely on your own. On March 1st of this year, USCIS released their 2024 poverty guidelines. I will post the guidelines on the screen, but you also can check them out on the I-864P page on the official uscis.gov website. As always, when you review the poverty guidelines, before you do that, as the sponsor or as a co-sponsor, you should first and foremost go to your affidavit of support form and properly calculate your household size in section 5. Then you can see if you meet the income requirements based on the guidelines that are posted by USCIS. Sometimes people do have a question at which of the two columns exactly you should be looking at. In most cases, you will be looking at the second column that says 125% of poverty guidelines. If you are a petitioning sponsor and you are currently on active duty, then you can rely on the 100% poverty guideline. With that said, let's review some points that I like to give every year to help you be better prepared for your green card case. Again, I want to remind you that this is based on my personal experience and the experience of other applicants who have already been through this process. Number 1, USCIS primarily looks at the income you have reflected on your most recently filed tax returns. Although the Code of Federal Regulations specifically states that current year's income estimate is the most important factor in determining a sponsor's qualifications, in reality, USCIS will first and foremost look at your tax returns, specifically in the total income line on your tax returns or tax transcripts. If the income reflected in those lines is below or at the poverty guideline, they will automatically send you a request for evidence, requesting for you to obtain a joint sponsor. The current income does still matter, which is why it's important for you to provide pay stubs and an employment verification letter along with your tax returns. Current income is treated a little bit differently depending on whether you are doing consular process or adjustment of status. For those of you whose cases are currently at the NVC stage, you may be quite lucky in proving your current year's income as being enough to sponsor someone, even if your tax returns don't really reflect that amount. However, if you are doing adjustment of status, it is very likely that USCIS will make it very difficult for you if your most recently filed tax returns don't show the income amount that they're actually looking for. Number 2, let's talk about which tax year you must submit. By now, most of you should have already filed your 2023 taxes. Before the April tax filing deadline, they still allow you to submit tax returns from 2022. In reality, it is cutting very close to the April deadline, and it is likely that USCIS will still send out a request for evidence asking for more recent 2023 returns or again requesting a co-sponsor. Let's talk about tax extensions. USCIS does not accept a tax filing extension. They do automatically send out a request for evidence for the sponsor to file and provide their most recent tax returns. You must file your taxes on time before submitting your affidavit of support, even if you're planning to have a joint sponsor. If you were not required to file tax returns because of low income, that is a different story. However, if you were in fact required to file taxes but you didn't, you must do so before submitting the case. Otherwise, it is not only a reason for automatic rejection of your affidavit of support, but also a denial of the entire green card case. And lastly, even though USCIS posts these poverty guidelines on their site, don't be fooled. They don't actually want you to demonstrate the income that is at or just above the poverty guidelines that they have listed. How much higher do they expect from sponsors? Nobody really knows. But I can tell you with confidence that having income that is close to the amounts that are listed in the tables is one of the most common reasons why people receive a request for evidence for the affidavit of support. Yes, it is unfortunate that there is actually no specification on how much higher of an income they are looking for. One of the safest, easiest, and quickest ways to go about it is to obtain a joint sponsor who can fill out an additional affidavit of support and provide proof of their own income in the form of tax returns, or to provide your assets to supplement the income. If you have any additional questions about this specific form, as always, I recommend that you check out my dedicated playlist for the I-864 form. I will link it in the description box of this video, along with the resources that we talked about in this video. And if you would like to share your experience, you're always welcome to comment. If you like this video or my channel, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys in my next videos. Bye.